everybody, this is Monique Morgan. I'm a realtor in Florida and I represent the Corgan Connection. And today I'm here with Chris Urban from Buttler Mortgage. And thank you so much for coming by and making this video for us.
Thank you, Monique. I appreciate you inviting me out. I'm glad to come here and sit with you and hopefully answer some really good questions.
So I'm going to start with some questions about the financing process. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So Chris, some of the questions that everybody can anybody finance a home?
So that's a really good question. For those who live here in the United States, we have many different options, many different down payment types, some that are easier to do than others, and we'll go into those a little bit further. And then, of course, we do have a really good option for those who are foreign nationals or those who do not live in the United States or not U.S. citizens. And again, we'll go into some more details about that later on.
Okay. And what the documents somebody need to start the financing process?
Okay, so for the most part on any loan, and this is including those that we can do here and then those that we can do for foreign nationals, we're going to want to gather what we call full documentation. That's going to include your assets, anything that's in banking accounts, retirement accounts. We're also going to get all your income documentation. Any lenders going to want to make sure that you have the ability to repay. And then of course on top of that, in most cases we are going to pull credit. We're going to make sure that the credit scores are in a position that is generally meeting guidelines by whatever program that we are doing.
So this is like a very interesting question. What mortgage types do you offer and what are the minimum down payment?
Okay, so we'll go over some of our very basic ones. Some of the most common ones here in the United States is our FHA loan. FHA is great for your first-time home buyers. It allows a very low minimum down payment. The guidelines on it that allows us to put you into that program is a lot easier than most other programs. The next biggest one is a standard conventional loan. The typical down payment on that ranges from 5% to however much you want to put down. There is no max you can put down on that kind of product. And then we have a great product for our veterans, those who serve in our military here. It's a VA loan. The unique thing about that loan is it's 100% financing. You don't have to put any money down. And then one of the ones we don't do a lot of anymore is called USDA. USDA is a product that allows you to borrow in rural areas. It's again 100% financing. It does have some limitations that are unique to that product. And then of course on our foreign national products, those who live in most countries throughout the world, the minimal down payment on that is 35%. In the countries of, and this is current with the lender who does these type of products, they currently have a stance on Brazilians and Venezuelans to put down a little bit more. I believe it's 40% for Brazilians and 45% for those coming from Venezuela.
That's awesome because we have a lot of people from Brazil, from Canada, from England watching the video, so this is going to help them. Other question is, what is the maximum that I can get finance and is there a minimum value to finance?
So the maximum is going to depend on generally the program type. To give you a quick example, FHA has a max mortgage amount of I think it's $278,150 now, or $277,150. That's the max you can borrow. Conventional, VA, USDA, they have a max of $424,100 or $424,100. When it comes to your foreign national products, there's really not a big limit. The bank that we have that will do those for us, they'll go all the way down to, or all the way up to $1 million, $2 million. It really depends on what you can afford to pay in terms of your income and repayment.
Oh, that's great.
But they have a great line of credit over there for us.
So how long will it take to process my loan application?
Okay. So on a typical loan for your U.S. citizens, the general time is 30 days. That could be a little bit shorter, that could be a little bit longer depending on other circumstances built into it. On your foreign national products, because of you're dealing maybe with translation of documents or with stuff from outside the country, those can obviously take a little more time due to that. So you're looking at probably 30 to 45 days average. If it's in countries where it's very difficult to get stuff from, you're talking a little bit longer. For example, someone maybe from China or Russia, because just how far it is, that might take a little more time to get done.
Okay. And what can I do to avoid slowing down the process?
So that's a very good question. The reason why is it's something that is asked a lot of, like, how can I make this faster? Whenever we call or email and need documents, or we need you to acknowledge something, that's going to help and go a long way. And the reason why is a lot of times we we get so much information and we put it in front of somebody that needs to be in front of, and they'll say, okay, I need this, this, and this. We'll reach back out to you and get those. If it takes just a couple hours to get that back from you, that's going to help a lot in getting that back to the who we call underwriters, and really make the process a lot smoother. I always tell the borrowers when they're, especially when they're excellent borrowers, it's usually the ones who I call them, they pick up, and then within 10 minutes I have whatever it is I need. Then that's when you start having 20 to 25 day closings, because of borrowers who are very quick to get us those items.
That's great, and they're very good to follow up. So just listen to them, do what they're asking, and you get fast. So how much is the interest rate?
Okay. Generally speaking, for your normal products here in the United States, right now, depending on your credit score, because it's very dependent on your credit score, you're looking at rates from 4% all the way to 5%. Most of it has to do with your rate. Sometimes it has to do with how much money you're putting down, but that's the general range for a normal conventional or FHA or VA loan. When it comes to foreign nationals, it depends on first and foremost how much money you're wanting to put down. And the other big factor is on these foreign nationals, they are what you call adjustable rate mortgages. And what that means is, let's say it's what we call a 2-1. That means your fixed rate is good for 2 years, and then after that, every year it can adjust. Now the good news is on a 2-1 adjustable rate mortgage, you're talking about a rate starting at possibly 3.75. So really good rate on those. And then they have a 5-1 arm or adjustable rate mortgage that will go all the way up to about 4.75.
And here the last question, does the loan have any prepayment penalties?
Okay. Every loan that is for a primary purchase, so generally for the U.S. citizens, there is no such thing as prepayment penalties. In fact, it's illegal. They can't charge that to you. For our special products, for our foreign nationals, for our special investment type products, we don't really do a lot of them, but the ones that do, yes, there is a prepayment penalty that usually comes with them. Generally, it depends on the term that you are doing. So usually you're looking at maybe 3%, 6%. Nothing totally outlandish or something that doesn't make sense, but you will find on those very special type products a prepayment penalty.
That was an amazing video, and I think answer a lot of the questions that everybody makes. So thank you again, Chris, for coming here and making this video and answer all those questions. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for inviting me out. I love this office. It's such a beautiful. Everyone has to come check it out.
Yes.
Love it here.
Janine did a good job here. Thank you for you guys staying with us, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So if you have any question about the financing process, need any help or any information about buying or selling a home, please feel free to contact me and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.